huh?
Right. More learning for today. This week, we're learning about dew points. Very important for our area, especially for the frost forecast in the morning. What is the dew point? Victoria has asked this question. She is from Wairika. The simple answer is a measure of moisture. That's what the dew point is. It measures how much moisture is in our air. And we use the Fahrenheit scale to tell you what the dew point is. The dew point is always going to be less than the temperature. When the air is saturated, the dew point is the same as the temperature. So overnight, when we have fog developing, the temperature cools to the dew point. When the temperature cools enough and it reaches the dew point, it means condensation forms. So we typically will get some type of droplet in the form of fog if it's overnight and it's cool enough. During the daytime, the sun heats the surface. Those parcels rise, they cool, and then they eventually condense and form a cloud droplet. In other parts of the country, we tend to see a lot of humidity. Not so much here, but the dew point is a direct reference to how sticky it feels out there in the air. So this is level of comfort. We're dealing with the temperature. The higher the temperature, or the dew point, I should say, is the more uncomfortable it is out there. Once we're approaching the mid-60s, it's starting to get sticky out there. Once we're approaching 70, it's getting humid. And then you get into the 70s, and it is just downright uncomfortable, brutal, and awful. And we do make it into the mid-70s for dew points in the Midwest, where they typically see a lot of severe weather in the spring and summertime. For us, we look at dew points in the morning. These are the current dew points out there. Because the temperature can never be lower than the dew point, it tells us how low the temperature could possibly be in the morning. And this is important for crops and for fruits. So farmers and orchardists use the dew point a lot in the morning, because if it's low enough, it can damage the crops out there. Victoria, thank you for asking your question. If you have a question, head to our website. If I answer it on air, you do get a free backpack, and we are in need of more questions. I'll have your full forecast coming up after the break.